Hi everyone, it's BDevine and welcome to Divine Miracles and welcome to this 2016 guidance message for, well, obviously for the year 2016, but this is for each one of you guys. And I've been thinking a lot about this video and what I'm going to be putting into it. And sometimes when you get to a point where you're overthinking things and it has to be this and it has to be that, then you sort of lose the energy of it all. So although I've made some notes and things, I will also just keep on talking and tell you what my feelings are for 2016. And again, this isn't a type of a prediction message. I know that some people like to do that, and I don't really like to use the word prediction, because if we do that, then we're limiting ourselves on what we can actually do, be, and have in our life. And also, no one can be 100% accurate on what's going on. So although I have my own feelings about things for the year 2016, I'm just going to relay to you some gentle things that I feel are happening for us spiritually, as well as just give you a little bit of information that might be a little bit different than perhaps other videos. So here we go. First of all, we know that 2016 is going to be our year. We're all sick of 2015, and in fact for the last few years we've all been saying, right, this is it, we're going to do it this year. But 2016 does bring with it a little bit of a gentler energy in some ways, because it is a 9-year. And being a 9-year, it is a completion year. So we've done a lot of things in 2015, building us up to getting ready for 2016. So you've moved house, you've moved country like me, you've moved out of different relationships, things have been going on with kids, things have been going on with family and friends, there's been a lot of loss, there's been a lot of healing, there's been a lot of release, and things were moving very, very fast in 2015, and it was sometimes very hard to keep up with that energy. And I'm sorry, but the 2016 energy is also going to be fast as well. As we move into 2016, we're still going to be seeing things going on around the world that we don't like. And it's going to be difficult for us at times to remain positive, even when, you know, there's so much negative things going on. But because it is a completion year, a lot of these things have to happen in order for us to fall into the right pattern for our soul. And as we are expanding as a soul, and this is something that's so very important to me to talk about, is the expansion of the soul. Because as we are expanding as a soul, we're starting to really let go of a lot of crap that we might have held on to in the past, and we're starting to walk more in our own way, instead of being held back by family beliefs and what our friends believe and what we feel we need to be doing and our responsibility type of thing, and more of just letting ourselves go into the flow of life. And this is where things start to become a little bit easier for us. Because this is the year of the monkey in, Chinese astrology, if we think about a monkey, we think of cuteness and fun and excitement and mischievousness, and those are all things, that's the type of energy that we've got for 2016. So it's just a lot of fun, lightheartedness, excitement, and also moving from obstacles like really easily. If you notice, a monkey swings from trees to tree and gets right out of the way, and when it senses something happening, it can move right out of the way quite quickly. And that's the sort of thing that's going to happen to you. Your instincts are going to be heightened, and your abilities are going to be more aware as well. And this is all because of your own work. I mean, how fast and how slow things happen is always up to you, but you've been building yourself up to this. So we're working with the year of the monkey, and if you are born in the year of the monkey, then this is going to be an especially lucky year for you, where you start to really put your mark on the world, and you really start to come out of your shell, and start to let that fun side of you show. And for a lot of people, especially water monkeys, now you need to look up Chinese astrology to see where you fall in, but water monkeys don't like to be they don't like to be put down in any way, for example, or they in other words, they take it all so personally if you're telling them something. Now, my oldest son is a water monkey, and he's also a Leo, all right, and he's on the 8th of the 8th. Can you imagine that, right? So he's right a Leo, and he's a water monkey. So I found out a way, like if I really wanted to tell him off, I'd have to butter him up first and say, you know, you're really wonderful at so many things, and you're really good at this, and you're really good at that, but you know, that behavior over there is really, really naughty. And you know, I worked out over the years, because otherwise he'd just, you know, fall into himself, and you know, not, he would just be in a shell, and it would be really, really hard to break through. And it took a long time for me to work this out. So anyway, find out where you are in Chinese astrology. So it just depends what month that you're born in, as to whether you're a wood monkey or a water monkey or a metal monkey, and it goes on to a few different things. But this is the year of the monkey. And we're also working, if you notice, I'm wearing a lot of blue today, and you know, there's a reason for that, because communication is a massive thing. And you know, this is something that I've struggled with for most of my life, and you wouldn't know it now, but you know, I struggle with it deeply. And Archangel Gabriel, I feel, is one of the best angels or archangels that you can connect with, especially for 2016, to help you speak your truth, to help you to give messages, and to help you, well, he also helps on healing levels, on conception, like if you want to have a baby, things that are going on in families. He's a really good all-round angel. I love Archangel Gabriel. And also, well, obviously we all love Archangel Michael, but it's working with your throat chakra. When our throat chakra is out of balance, you know, everything else becomes out of balance as well. And although you might be someone that doesn't feel that you have much to say, or you've always been more of a thinking person, or somebody who writes, or somebody who draws, it's all communication, and it's all creation as well. And these things are really, really important to continue in 2016. Of course, we've also got spirit guides working with us at all times. And, you know, try not to limit yourself on how many guides you have or how many angels you have. There are no limits. You know, you can bring with you the energy of many thousands of different guides and angels at any time. And also for the world as well. And this is something that we've been working on in 2015, and that is awakening the world, you know, by awakening ourselves. And this awakening process is still very, very important in 2016. There is a very, very cool monkey lord, or a monkey guide, who is actually became a Buddha, who reached nirvana even, you know, passed all of his karmic tests and did everything that he needed to do. And he's a Tibetan Buddha. And the name is really difficult, so I've written it down. Okay, I told myself how I was going to say this, so I do apologize if I'm wrong, but I've got it down as Avalokitesvara. Okay, Avalokitesvara. And he is the one who responds to the cries of the world. So this is what his name is. And he's also the Lord of 6 syllables. So I'll just read a little bit. He's the Buddha of compassion, and in China they've converted him to a female Buddha called Kuan Yin. Now we all know the beautiful energy of Kuan Yin. And he reached nirvana. He passed all the cosmic obstacles, but he refused to leave the earthly plane until he could save everybody else as well. So he's working with us because he was once, as history says, and it goes right back to pre-Darwin times, history says, his Tibetan history goes right back into the time when he was once a monkey, okay, and he fell in love with Tara, who we now know as, there's white Tara and green Tara, she's the goddess as well. He fell in love with Tara, who was then a female abominable snowman, or a yeti. And they fell in love and became parents of 6 children, and they are the ancestors of the Tibetan people. So apparently this amazing Buddha was once a monkey, and oftentimes you might see this particular Buddha with lots of different arms, or maybe there's like sometimes just 2 arms, sometimes 6, sometimes 8. Sometimes you see him with the monkey head as well, and just a normal regular human body. But he helps everybody as they need it, and he can come in many different forms into your life as well. Even the Mongolians, the Mongolian Buddhist tradition, they actually acknowledge this one as the Buddha of compassion as well. There's actually 3, but I'm not sure of the other 2 names. And he prevents negative attacks and lead you on your path. So that was just a little bit of fun information, but he is a like a monkey energy, and that is around for 2016. And we're just working on bringing in miracles into our life. We're working on communication. We're working on awakening ourselves as a soul. And we're also going to try to pay not too much attention to everything that goes on in the media, to everything that's happening around us. I mean, even today, you know, when I was sitting here with Pete, there was 2 bombs that had gone off not very far from where we live, like 25 minutes or something, in shopping centres. And ever since the France debacle and the Syria problem and everything that's going on, more and more of this kind of thing is going to happen. And it has to happen. Like, you know, things like this have to happen. Things need to fall apart in order for things to rebuild stronger together. And although it's unfortunate, and, you know, we don't want these things to happen to us, and it does build fear inside of us, that is part of the reason that it's happening, is because so many people, for my belief, is there are so many people awakening in the world and starting to become positive and starting to understand that they can change things in their life and manifest things in their life. Sometimes the powers that be cause things to make us fearful, so that we drop our energy levels back again, and we start focusing on the media, and we start pouring all of our money into the defense forces so they can go off and do all their thing. And, you know, it's nobody's I mean, the powers that be, you know, are only following their orders and all that kind of thing. And we need to just continue to stay within ourselves and, you know, send out this compassion to the world, send out our love to the world, help where we can, but try not to become so consumed with it that all we're thinking of is everything that's wrong. That, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Not Instead of thinking of all the things that we have in our life that are right, some of us start to focus on all the things that are wrong and the things that are wrong around the world. And I just feel that just gets us nowhere when we're doing that. So 2016, of course, we're going to see more things going on, more fires, more floods, more trouble between the nations. And I just feel that by the middle of the year, it all starts to even out and things start to get a lot better. So it may be chaotic at the beginning of 2016, and then it starts to mellow out a bit by the middle of the year. That's my feeling. And of course I will go over each of the months with you all as well, and we'll just see what comes up for us more on a spiritual level, so that we know that when things are going on, and that we can maintain our calm within ourselves. The other thing that's you know, relevant for 2016 is perhaps an archangel that you haven't heard of before, or if you have, you've forgotten about him. But there's an archangel called Hamied, Himied, and he is a dazzling white color, because so completely bright white that you can only just make out his eyes. He's that bright. And when you call on the energy of Hamied, he creates miracles. Now, oftentimes people think to themselves, well, you know, where's my miracle? And you know, what's going on here and what's going on there is not really a miracle. But when you're working with your own energy towards something, this is when the energy of the universe works with you. It's like, pardon me, when you raise your vibration and you're lifting yourself up to new heights, it comes to meet you there. You know, the universe comes to meet you there, the angels come to meet you there and help drive you forward into the future. So we're talking about the archangel of miracles, and that means that if you expect, or if you create a miracle energy within yourself, and that means that you are seeing things how you really want things to be without setting too many limits on things, then you've created that energy around you. And the archangel Hamied, if you're calling on him, will help make it even stronger. So that brings you into that miracle of your life. And for some people, that miracle might be having a new baby, or, you know, having abundance, or moving to another place, or finding the right partner. So if you're working on that energy within yourself, then you're vibrating that energy, and that means that it's like sending shock waves out into the universe, and they say, oh, this is happening with this person, and it just starts happening for you. 2016, and we're going to see more of this taking place, where there's just miracles, you know, happening, or our wishes coming true, if you'd like to put it that way, or everything changing very, very suddenly. And I've been talking a lot about recently on Facebook. I've been doing a lot of, you know, card choices and cards of the day, and a lot of it's got to do with our thinking. And the way that we think about things is how we bring about things in our life. And whatever's most predominantly on our mind is what we're creating. And people are starting to get the idea of that. They know that when they're in a negative mind frame, that they continually see negative things. And as soon as they lift themselves away from it, or even give themselves overnight to sleep on things, you wake up the next day and everything's different. And, you know, something that happens to me is, like, I might have a day where I'm really, really angry. Like, I mean, wildly angry, because I've had one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, just pile up. And all the time that it was piling up, I've been like, it's okay, everything's cool, it's all right, you know, thank you, positive thinking, thank you, angels, for helping this situation, you know, doing my whole positive stuff. And then suddenly I'll just hit the roof, because I haven't really released it. I haven't really let things go. What I've done is I've just put a band-aid over the top of everything, and I haven't been able to express myself. And again, why I'm wearing blue, because a lot of the times, and this has happened to me, you know, and I've just sort of worked it out. It's happened to me my whole life, in obvious ways. In other words, when I was trying to communicate something, I would start stuttering, or I wouldn't get the words out correctly, or I'd have this real big embarrassment thing. And just recently I've noticed that I feel that if I'm going to say something, it needs to be the right thing, or else I'm going to get in trouble for some reason. And that was my problem at work. Like, if I say the wrong thing, then I'm going to get in trouble, and then the boss is going to scream at me, and I just can't handle all that stuff. And so it was a big thing for me to actually say to myself, look, you know, that is what my fear is. My fear is what other people think of me and what I've got to say. And this is the biggest thing that you're going to have as well, is don't be afraid to express yourself in any way that you want to do that, you know, any way that is good for you, whether it's expressing yourself through music, or through song, or through writing, or through drawing, or even speaking and making videos. Don't be afraid of expressing yourself, or don't be afraid of what other people are going to think of what you have to say, because not everybody is going to like it anyway. But what you have to say is important, and, you know, people will resonate with you if you're coming from a loving perspective. And sometimes I get all, like I was explaining, I get all built up inside of myself at how I perceive something is going to be. And then when I actually get out there and say it, it's nothing like I thought it would be anyway. And, you know, if people really, really love you, they will be understanding of your difficulties and the things that, you know, if you're being honest with them, that it was difficult for you to do that. But what we're going to find also is that those people that we don't need in our life anymore are going to fade away from us. The people that have held us back, the people who we've gotten irritated when we've been around them, but we've been their friends or whatever because we've known them for so long, are going to fall away. And it's going to happen very, very abruptly. And so too with all of your abilities, with your speaking ability, your creative ability, with the awakening that you have inside of yourself, with your ability to, you know, like, express yourself when you need to express yourself, instead of leaving it for far too long, or sleeping on something overnight and then the next day coming up with a solution. This is also another way in which the angels will communicate with you. When you're sleeping at night, your subconscious is wide open, and, you know, your subconscious is your connection to the divine. And when you're asleep, if you put an intention there, it's, how do I get out of this drama? Why is this always happening to me? On all those kinds of questions that you can't think about in the moment, if you write it down and pull it under your pillow, you'll wake up and you're just going to feel different. And this is something that also happened to Pete just recently as well. He got wild about something that was going on, and, you know, behind the scenes, Pete and I have been going through a whole lot of stuff that is not directed towards us as a couple, but everybody else, and a lot of other stuff that I can't speak about here because it's not my business to do so. But you know, he got really worked up, and, you know, nothing that I was saying was helping at the time. So we just let him, you know, blow off steam. And by the next morning, he just woke up, recharged, and he knew exactly what he was going to do, because he laid out that intention that night of having a solution. So you don't always have to know straight away all of the answers to everything. All you have to know is that you're going to set an intention to find out, and to have that within you, and to awaken that within you, and it will be there. 2016, it's all about using all of the skills that you've learnt so far and putting those things into action, and also to be doing things without judgment towards yourself or anyone else. You know, it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing with their spiritual journey or their life, or how they deal with things, or how they pray, or what they believe in, or anything. To me, blessed are those who are reaching for the hand of God, wherever that is for you. You know, you are blessed in whatever it is that you believe in. You know, you believe in Jesus, so do I. You know, he's everybody's, you know, wonderful guide and Lord and Master, if you want to put it that way. But he is a wonderful guide, and it doesn't just mean because you're a Christian that you can keep Jesus, because Jesus was actually a Jew anyway, you know, if we want to go into all that sort of stuff. But, you know, no matter what you believe, that is what you believe. And as long as you honestly feel in your heart that it is right, and that it is good, and that it's not hurting anybody, or it's not making other people feel smaller than you are, then that's fine. You know, go for it, because, you know, at the end of the day, there is no judgment other than the judgment people have for themselves on the physical plane. There is no judgment on the spiritual plane, because it's all unconditional love. And again, this may be something that we are searching for our entire life, is that feeling of unconditional love, that feeling of total acceptance, having our parents totally proud of us no matter what we've done, feeling proud as parents, feeling good as people, letting go of all of that guilt and doubt and shame and blah blah blah, and on it goes again, and just being yourself. To be a healer, you don't have to be dressed in white and, you know, getting yourself in a lotus position and praying for 20 hours before you get a client. You know, it's all, if you want to do that, that's cool. But, you know, it's, people feel that they have to do all of these things before they can be any good at anything. And I guess that is another thing that we have had ingrained in our mind, you know, that we have to be something before we're something. And I don't know, I've just always got this guidance, you know, from above, that no, you don't. You just need to be yourself, and stop wasting time fooling around with all this other lark, and just do it. You know, deliver the message. You know, be the person that you want to be. Dress how you want to dress. Wear 10 tons of makeup if you want to. If you're a man, dress up like a lady if you want to. There's no difference. There's no difference. It's just unconditional love. And if we want to be unconditionally loved, and if we want to be accepted for who we are, then we must first accept ourselves again in every way that we are, and also accept everybody else. Doesn't mean you have to be mates with everybody else. It just means you have to be accepting, send love. Be accepting and send love. That's it. Let people do what they want to do. And in 2016, and see, my guides are tickling my face, 2016 is all about coming out of the spiritual closet, you know, and really embracing yourself, no matter what it is. And if you're looking at anything spiritual, anything at all, and you're drawn to something, then you've just awoken yourself, you know, and it's just going to keep developing. And, you know, I just don't believe that, I mean, I know we can take a break from our spirituality, but I just don't believe it ever leaves us. You know, once we've opened that door within our heart, you know, it just becomes more and more open, and we just want to know more and more and more. So, wow, it's a massive year already. I'm already at 24 minutes. But I just wanted you to, you know, there's just some things that are going to come forward. And again, I'm just not going to apologize for it coming forward. And, you know, the last thing on my mind is to offend anybody. I wouldn't want to do that. For me, I accept absolutely everybody Doesn't mean I'm friends with absolutely everybody, I guess is what I'm saying. But you know, it doesn't matter to me. I don't spend my time wondering what you're doing or what someone else is doing or what some other thing is doing or whatever. I actually just spend my time on developing myself and sharing whatever it is I've been developing with you guys. And 9 times out of 10, you guys are on the same track as me, which is awesome. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these guardian angel tarot card things. Now they're very, very gentle, and I'm going to do January, February, March, and I'm going to pull out one of these cards, or maybe 2, just depends, for that time, and we'll just see what comes up. So what we can expect January, February, March. All right. So I hope that made sense, you know, what I was trying to say, what I'm trying to point out there, that, you know, we have to really start to embrace ourselves for who we are on every single level. And also remembering that at the end of the day, you can trust yourself to know what you're doing. And, you know, that not everybody is going to resonate with what you do, and you're not going to resonate with what everybody else does as well, or a lot of people does as well. But just try to keep yourself in that higher vibration where you're not really giving your attention away. You know, you're focusing still on your soul path, and you're moving forward on your soul path, more so than wondering, like, why would they be doing that, and why would they be doing that, and why is she saying that, and why is she saying this. all of that I feel is going to move away from us a lot more in 2016. So for January, February, March, let's have a look. Okay, everyone. All right, so we've got this, manifest your dreams. You see this, right? For January, February, March, you are ready to go. There's no need for additional preparation. Take the first steps toward the changes that you desire. Even if they're small steps, notice signs that guide you in the right direction, as well as resources and support that miraculously appear. So for January, February, and March, we are manifesting our dreams. We are on a high because we are in a new year, and all the stuff of 2015 is behind us. And I get really excited about New Year's. Not that I really go out and do anything for New Year's. Normally I'm at home, and I'm going to be at home at Christmas as well. But it's going to be a lot of food and a lot of champagne, I can say that. But notice the signs that guide you in the right direction. As we're working more on our spiritual journey, we're going to get a lot more hints within our being of what's right and what's wrong for us, what doors are opened, what doors are closed, you know, these sorts of things. And we need to take notice of the little signs and the hints that we get along the way, because that is our guides and our angels working with us, nudging us to what's next. And this is going to you're going to see this happening more and more and more within your being for the new year, because we are awakening so much more. The biggest keyword is awakening and communication for 2016, and also completion. So we're manifesting our dreams, we're working on our way of thinking, and we're doing that by saying, catching ourselves in, oh my god, that will never happen to me, business that we do every now and then, and we're changing that to everything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. I am abundant in every single way. You know, money is attracted to me, those kinds of things. And then when you doubt yourself again, say, no, that's taken care of. Money is attracted to me. I'm abundant in every way. I can manifest anything I like at will. So we have to remember that we are creative beings, and we have got these abilities within us to do absolutely anything, and we're going to start seeing the results of that. All right, so January, February, March. Okay, April, May, June. Let's go. I have to count on my fingers. All right, April, May, June. And April, May, June, we go into a happy change. I told you these cards are cool because they're always positive. All right, happy change. Your angels have heard your prayers and have banded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward, and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance that you receive. Okay, so things are going to start happening really quickly in June, right? So it's what did I say? So January, February, March. So we got April, May, June. By June, everything's going to start really kicking up. In April, we'll have all the Easter stuff, so we'll be feeling happy again. May, we'll have the May holidays and all those things that are happening in May, and all the birthdays and things that are going on. And then June, we'll start to see rapid changes. So we're bouncing through the year, you know, where it's just going to be that different to what you've expected before. And I really feel that. That's why I'm so excited about it, is that this awakening process, the letting go process, the communication process, the manifestation process, our spirituality, our soul journey, all of them things are like really cool to us, and we're really excited about us. And we start wiping away a lot of the things that we don't need. And we do start to look forward to things more. Instead of dreading things, we actually start to look forward to things more. And by June of next year, we're seeing how easy it is to manifest our dreams. We're seeing the changes that are created by doing so. And next year I'm going to be, you know, and I just know what I'm going to be in our new house. And it's not going to be a brand new house. It's going to be a, you know, just a normal house. And I will have internet and all those things that have been missing for a while. And, you know, everything's going to start unfolding again, and I'll be able to manifest even bigger things. And I'm going to help you guys every step of the way. As you know, that's my little journey, but it's just going to be so much easier for us to do, and quicker, things moving quicker. So as soon as something ends, something begins. As soon as something begins, we start to lose stuff that we don't need in our life anymore, just real rapid. So June, so then we got July, August, September. You ready? July, August, September. August, September. And then we go to, well, this way, inner strength. All right. So it's saying you have great courage and kindness. You may not realize how strong and powerful you are, but there's no problem that you can't solve. The compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. Stand strong in your convictions if the right answer is to tell someone no. Now, that will be easier for you this year. You're going to not want people demanding your time as much. Now, one of the biggest things that I am guilty of is giving away too much stuff, and like giving away. But that's just who I am. And, you know, I have to learn that I need to be able to receive as well. But I just love to give things, like it's ridiculous. And even next year, I'm doing for all of you a free tarot course. You're going to be able to learn how to do the tarot confidently for free. So I'm going to be doing that, all kinds of free stuff. At the same time, I'm still offering, you know, readings, and they're all going to be done by MP3 next year. And, you know, I'm going to do courses and all kinds of things to teach you guys. You know, but it's not going to be ridiculously priced or anything like that. So anyway, the compassion you so freely give to others must also be given to yourself. That's a big kick up the butt for me. So July, August, September, having the courage and kindness to say no when you need to. And I do feel it will be a much easier next year than it has been in the past. And in fact, those people that have been dragging on you won't be there. I just don't see it. So we're just going to remember, also there's a connection there, she's got an animal there, so remember that your animals in spirit are always with you as well. They love you very much. Okay, so we got July, August, September. Now we got October, November and December. So by the end of the next year, we are going to be in such a different place than we are right now. It's not even funny. Okay, all right, here we go. And it will be embracing those around you. Alright, which is nice. This is a time of great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love you and share your beliefs. Be willing to accept help from others, and you could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try out new ideas. Okay, so embracing those around you, the spiritual growth happening because of the whole of 2016. So remember, this one is the end of 2016. So you're really embracing those around you, because those are the ones that are going to keep on propelling you forward. Those are the ones that are going to be lifting you as you are growing. They are growing as well. And just remember, with your spiritual things, you will end up with more people on your wavelength. And if you're thinking about doing something spiritually or starting your own channel or anything like that, just remember that those people that come towards you are on that wavelength. They wouldn't be watching it if they weren't. And I mean, some people are going to come on and be all negative and all that kind of stuff, but still something brought them there, and maybe there's something in there that they needed to hear, or maybe there is something that actually did touch their heart. And maybe it opens up a little doorway later on in life. So for 2016, look at all those things we've got to look forward to. And once again, I'm going to remind us all that, yes, of course, there's going to be stuff that we don't like and things that go wrong and all of that. But that's the way of the world. That's the way things have been happening. But with us working on our soul journey, with us working on embracing ourselves and awakening within and communicating positively and with a loving intention, that change that we make within ourselves has a ripple effect around the globe. When we're working on ourselves and we are not interested in whatever Tom, Dick and Harry is doing and having some kind of negative opinion on what they're doing, when we're embracing who we really are and working there, that is going to affect this whole world. That is what is going to do it. Not trying to get everybody doing everything for everybody else, although that's a wonderful thing as well, but working on yourself. You are a soul in this physical body, and it's a very, very powerful soul that you are indeed. And you've had beautiful lifetimes, you've had hard times, you've had all kinds of things going on, you've been on other planets, there's been lots of karmic DNA stuff that you've needed to weed out of your body. You've been through a terrible childhood or whatever it is that it's been for you. You are this beautiful, magnificent soul. And if you think to yourself, how would you look? If you had a child, what would you say to your child to make them feel better? You would tell them that they're loved, and you would tell them that they're wonderful, and you would tell them that they're doing everything right, and not worry about all those nasty people that are calling them names or whatever it is. And that's how we need to treat ourselves, with love, with caring, with, truth within ourselves, and, gentleness about ourselves. And yes, it is a harsh world. I get it. I understand. Like I just said, there's a bomb that just went off half an hour away from where we live. And who knows if tomorrow is promised. But I know for sure that, I'm not afraid for this physical body to end at all. I'm not afraid for this physical body to end. What I am most concerned about is that everybody understands how wonderful and beautiful that you are. Like, no matter what appearances may say on the outside, or what other people have said to you, or whatever, as a soul, it radiates, that you radiate beautiful golden light. The angels, when they see you standing there as the most magnificent person in the whole entire world, as though you're the only person in the whole entire world, no matter what it is that you think that you have done that is so rotten that you're not going to enter heaven. Or see, that upsets me, is that we can think that we've done so badly that God or Source or Jesus or whoever it is would turn us away, and because that is just not what it is. And when you've been in the magnificence of the other side, and that just comes from doing visualizations and like actually imagining what it's like on the other side, you are embraced with that much love. It's just that much love that you don't even realize that love exists where you are today. And no one is going to turn you away except for yourself. And I think that that is the saddest part, is, you know, as I've said so many times before, I was raised a Baptist, and all these terrible things still happen to me. And I was raised a Baptist and all of that. And you get taught that you've got to be afraid of the wrath of God, and you need to be afraid of, you know, what Jesus is going to think of you, and all of those things. And that rips me up inside, because I was for the longest time, and I hid my spirituality because I didn't want to get in trouble, you know, and all that. And I didn't want Jesus to be looking at me thinking, you're so bad. And that's what rips me up inside, because through doing all my work and everything, I've learned that so many people feel so afraid, and, you know, they're not their true self, and they're not their authentic self, and they are so afraid that they're going to get in trouble, or they're going to get turned away at the gates of heaven, and whatever it is that you believe in. And I feel that that is the biggest lie we've ever been told, to keep us under control. And you know, it's just not true. And you just need to embrace yourself as the beautiful soul that you are, and understand that you can do anything that you want to do, and there is nobody there to judge you other than yourself. So quiet that voice inside you that says that you're wrong in some way, and listen to those beautiful people that are around you, your angels, guides and friends, that are telling you that you can do anything. And once you embrace that, you will awaken to the next level, and you'll keep going up. Your knowledge never runs out. The knowledge of the universe is always within you. You know, you've got millions and millions and millions of episodes of stories within you, that you can tap into any time that you like. And go close your eyes and go within yourself. And as soon as you close your eyes, you've knocked the world out the way, and you're inside yourself. And when you're in that beautiful space, you know, imagine yourself sitting in the most beautiful chair and reading, you know, walls to ceiling, like all around you, 3D books. You know, pick out the books of your life. You know, you'll see it. You only have to imagine it for a second. You've seen it. Let this grow. Let this build. You know, and feel the love that is there for yourself, because it's there, no matter, like I said, no matter what you look like, no matter what you think you've done, no matter how bad of a parent you might have been, or how bad of a daughter, mother, sister, brother, father, uncle, whatever it is that you think that you've been, you've done such terrible things, whatever. There is forgiveness for you, and you must forgive yourself in order to release yourself from such pain that you may be feeling within your body, and move in to this beautiful world that there is for you. And that's a world that we create mentally with ourselves. This world that we want, we create it mentally, and it becomes our reality. And that is the most important message of 2016. Your mental thoughts are creating your reality. So what's it going to be? You know, it's time of awakening on every single level. And I hope that that is helpful to people out there. And you know, the thing that really upsets me and I get worked up about is when people feel they're going to be rejected in some way for any part of who they are. And that really upsets, it really just touches my heart, because I understand what that truly feels like, and I can resonate with people on that level, and knowing that what we call God is actually source energy, and all it is about is love. That is absolutely, for me, it took a while to sink in, but for me it was the most amazing revelation I had in my entire spiritual journey, and it just changed everything for me. So I hope this changes something for you. Looks like we've got a lot to look forward to in 2016, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. As I said, I've got whole lots of new readings for next year, and drawings that I'm doing, energy mandalas, and also just until the end of December 2015 I'm doing a really super large 1.5 hour MP3 recording, which is a personal 2016 year ahead spread for you, which is month by month breakdown for you, plus whatever questions you've got, and connecting to your angels and guides and whatever it is that you like, and it's all on a recording. So check out for my specials each month. I hope you'll stay tuned with this channel, I'm going to do a whole lot of free things. Again, I'm going to be doing the course in January, beginning in January. Stay tuned to this channel for our tarot course, how to do cards and feel confident with cards, and what it all means, and what we can get out of it, and all kinds of stuff that I can share with you all. So thank you so much for being with me. Don't forget all social media at Divine Miracles, and you can contact me, divinemiracles@gmail.com. And check the links below for everything else that is there for you all. Thanks for listening. Until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and let's get excited for 2016, and I'll see you for the January video. But it's bye for now, everyone. Bye.